Hello Scorpio and welcome to my channel Green Line Goddess Tarot. This is your monthly reading for May and there is just so much happening in May. So some of the highlights are at the beginning of month, Pluto, the planet, your planetary ruler, the planet of transformation, change, truth, all of that sort of stuff, very intense energy, is going retrograde. So that happens at the beginning of the month on the 2nd. So retrograde energy is when we're going back over old things. So going back into the underworld and unearthing things, old stuff that is ready to transform. So this could be some old fears even that come up. We start the month in Mercury retrograde, but it does turn around halfway through the month. So we get out of that retrograde on the 5th. Oh, is it the 15th? Yes, the 15th of May. And we have a full moon in your sign, Scorpio, at 15 degrees, which is going to be a lunar eclipse. So eclipse energy coming in. I'm sure you're so excited. Maybe you're a bit over the eclipses in your sign by now. A lot of South Node eclipse energy, so a lot of release of old karma. It's like, is it done yet? The South Node moves out of your sign in July, so that's a positive thing. There's only a few more months left of it, but there might be like this sense of like a really intense release at this point. So interestingly, we have 4 of Feathers, Sanctuary and Rest. It may be that you're getting a lot of very intense information coming in through your dreams, very interesting dreams, even prophetic dreams could be coming through. And there might even just be this sense of you need a good sleep, you need to retreat in some way. And that's interesting, that word retreat. Because when I was tuning in for you, I actually got a little vision for you, just pre-reading, which, you know, my guide, it's being a bit funny at the moment, is kind of coming in as the guise of, say, Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. So all the visions are all very kind of epic fantasy kind of world visions. So, but this vision they showed me was like you on horseback, going to meet someone, and it felt like it was a group of people. Let's just say you're meeting like a whole army or something, and it's like you're on top of this ridge looking down, and the space where they were supposed to be, this army was supposed to be that you were meeting, is not there. It's just quiet silence. And then it's this sense of that's worrying, it's disconcerting, something you're expecting or someone you're expecting to turn up didn't turn up how it was supposed to. And so then it had this kind of showed me a couple of different scenarios of how this could play out, which was you could just go to the center of where you were supposed to meet them in the first place. And then they showed me that you would be ambushed. And that wouldn't be a good scenario. You could go into ninja mode and wait for darkness and then sneak around and see who's around. But then they're saying that's an old pattern and you don't want to go into that. And then they showed me, I was like, well, what is Scorpio doing? And then they showed you standing very, very still on top of this ridge looking down, just listening to the sounds of the wind and feeling the vibrations around you, just sensing what to do and trusting your intuition. The intuitive message you were getting, and the message they showed me was retreat, get out of there, get out of that situation. So I feel like this is very interesting that you've got the card of Sanctuary and Rest and retreat. That's potentially getting you out of a situation that could be troublesome, worrisome, or not what you're expecting. So it really feels like that's going to be an important energy to really trust your intuition. Your soul might be doing a lot of work in your sleep and in your dreams as well, but I feel like that's going to be almost feel like a testing situation that's coming through for you. And I feel like it could be very connected to the full moon in Scorpio that's coming through, because we are in Taurus season and, your opposite sign. So there is the new moon in Taurus as well on the 19th of May at 28 degrees. And then we move into Gemini season. But I just get there's going to be like something that feels like a test. It's like, this is not what I was expecting and this is not what I expected to turn up. And interesting. So let's see what else is shifting and changing for you, Scorpio. And the test really is to trust your intuition. So, Cup Princess, Water Palace, and Pentacle Queen, Capricorn Throne. So, it's all about the messages that you're getting at this moment in time. Like the Cup Princess, Water Palace, it's the Page of Cups. So it's messages you're getting in about how you're feeling about something or someone. And the Pentacle Queen is about stability, Capricorn throne. So something doesn't quite feel stable or secure. There's something around that you thought you were building something and it just wasn't quite how you were expecting it to be. And so trust those feelings here that are coming in, the messages that you're getting. So yeah, interesting. And like I said, that South Node, this is going to be the last eclipse in your sign before the South Node changes sign. And the South Node is the things that you've already learnt, the old lessons, the old karma, the things that you're walking away from. But it also can connect you to your gifts and abilities as well to use within a situation. So it's almost like, maybe it's not just your intuition, but it's kind of like instead of going back into some habitual, this is how I would normally respond, it's almost like there's a different way that you could respond. And there's some sort of innate ability that you've got that you potentially don't use enough. So some sort of gift or skill that you can draw upon that is needed within a situation that's coming in. So it's quite fascinating, but I do feel like this is what this final eclipse, which is kind of like a push, the final countdown, a push to release the old karma. But I do feel like you are being very connected to your gifts and abilities. That's part of what this is as well. So fascinating, Scorpio, really fascinating and very, potentially revelatory, could be even very empowering energy coming through. So Scorpio, I just wanted to let you know that this reading is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising. Always recommend to watch all three of your placements if you know where they are, because it gives you a fuller picture of what's going on for you, a more holistic view. And this is a general reading, Scorpio. Just take what feels right and leave the rest. And if it does really resonate, there will actually be an extended reading, and the link for that is in the description box below. You can buy the extended reading individually, or you might like to check out the beautiful Patreon community that we are building and growing at this moment in time. And in that membership, you can have access to all 12 signs and their extended readings. So you can watch your sun, moon and rising. You could cross watch. Plus, there's just a whole heap of other content in there. A lot of stuff about the moons as well and eclipses. So let's see, I'm just trying to get the right frequency into the card for you here. And they keep talking about this cup, princess, water palace. What are you opening your heart up to, especially inside your dreams? So what's your dream? So yeah, I'm just it's just not feeling right. The cards, it's interesting, not feeling right. And it might just be that sense. There's a feeling something's not feeling right. So we just got to get the right frequency into the cards for you. But this cup princess is kind of like an area or a situation that you don't have a lot, that's not familiar, or you might not have a lot of experience with. And this cup princess needs to be brave in this situation, or to really rely on her own strengths and abilities, her instincts in some way, shape or form. So, yeah, interesting. Let's see what else is coming in for you. Okay, we do have the young emperor here with the Three of Wands as the main situation. So this is, again, that vision we have of you looking out over the ridge, looking down at something, at what's coming towards you. And this is the young emperor looking down, trying to see whether ships are coming back in and waiting for some sort of result. There's this sense of waiting for a result and, nervously waiting for some kind of result. Okay, so the Sun, the Five of Swords, crossed by the Eight of Wands. We're doing things a little bit differently today, and that might actually be the message that's coming through for you, Scorpio, that you're kind of taking a different approach, or things might take a bit of a different turn. Okay, so but there's breakthroughs here with something that you're feeling quite conflicted with. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune, yes, fate is turning. The wheel is turning. Where is it turning to? Yes, we're going to find out. The Hermit, very wise, having some wise decision. There's a difference. The Hermit is the energy that has the experience, whereas the Cup Princess is feeling really vulnerable or inexperienced within a situation. The King of Wands, what do you want to do? That's Jupiter in Aries coming in. The Nine of Swords, your head's just like, I don't know. These people were supposed to be here and they didn't turn up. But yeah, I'm moving on, transitioning on. Yeah, I feel like there's a card here. Ooh, hiding, retreating and hiding. The King of Cups, the Scorpio card. Okay, interesting. So, you've got a few tricks up your sleeve yourself, Scorpio, by the looks of it. And the Six of Pentacles. Okay, I love it. Interesting. This is a really fun reading. So great reading for you, Scorpio. So yeah, like I said, looking out, waiting for ships to come in, waiting for some sort of result to come through. Crossed by the Eight of Wands. So the message or the energy that you were expecting to be there hasn't shifted and changed. It's a sense of waiting. It's hard to focus perhaps on this, or that it's become such an intense focus that it's impossible not to think about it. But the Eight of Wands is like very clear and direct communication. Maybe there's nothing coming towards you. It's kind of like I was heading out to meet these people and no one's here. Like none of the boats have turned up and it's kind of like eerily quiet. There's no communication. There's nothing coming in. So there's like this strange kind of energy around it. And interestingly, here's the Five of Swords, which is the conflict on the battlefield here. This is, in your conscious mind, wondering, has something gone wrong? Has the message not been clear? Has there been some kind of conflict here? This can be in your conscious mind, fights, quarrels, disagreements, not being on the same page, and going, what I thought was happening or what somebody understood might be something different. So misunderstandings as well. But there's conflict inside your mind, what to do when a situation turns out differently to what you're expecting. Interestingly, at the base, we have the Sun, which is the fantastic energy that comes in here because it's saying what's happening deep down potentially could be some kind of a breakthrough that's happening here deep down inside of you. Something is wanting to break through here and break through some kind of a barrier. And it could be, showing you very clearly what's happening deep inside of you as well. So, the Sun card, these three cards are very positive. The Sun card is happiness as well. So it's kind of interesting because it's like there's a conflict inside your conscious mind, or you're conflicted about a situation, but deep down you're actually going to secretly be happy with what's happening, or with almost like feeling like, okay, this is an interesting test. Can I rise to this challenge? So we have, as in the recent past, the Wheel of Fortune. There's been a lot of change around. Things are expanding and growing. This is Jupiter in Aries. It's next to the King of Wands, which is the Aries card. So Jupiter is in Aries at this moment in time, wants to bring expansion and growth, new opportunities. And it's got this sense of something is expanding and growing in your world. And it's like, I got the message, it's happening. Where is it? And it's like, it's not coming through, and I'm a bit conflicted about that, even though I'm getting the sense of I'm happy with this expansion and growth, or where that can go. So in the near future, you've got the Hermit. And that's why it's this kind of conflicting feelings of feeling guided towards something, but it's not what you're seeing at this moment in time. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, we have the Hermit going, what can I see? The Hermit's on top of the mountain going, like, I've got this higher perspective. I've got all this experience. What actually can I see? Trying to use the star as a guiding light and can only see a couple of feet ahead. I'm up here. Why can't I see what's happening below? And again, it's this sense of being on top, on this high vantage point, of actually having the perspective of looking down upon something and being able to kind of have like a broad vista or a wider perspective of a situation. So, but the Hermit is a little bit of like soul searching, a bit of like, again, it's like more of an internal retreat, having a deep think about something, what's going on here. So yeah, it's kind of interesting with that Hermit energy. But you're presenting as the Empress, and that's why it's like it's like, okay, but I'm feeling ready, like for some abundance, or to be doing something pleasurable, or to be doing something that feels like a breakthrough. I'm ready to kind of be happy, and I might be really enjoying something like a process that's coming in here, even though there's challenges around it or there's unexpected things coming through with it. Maybe you're enjoying the kind of puzzle the puzzle here of trying to put the puzzle pieces together. They could almost feel like mysterious or strange, or something doesn't quite make sense, but it's the fun of working out the mystery, even though there's conflict around it. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, the Empress energy is very abundant. So there's an energy of abundance around you, or you might be feeling very abundant. But yeah, we have the King of Wands as the energy surrounding you. So this might be that there is an Aries around you, or a fire sign, a Leo, a Sagittarius. There could be someone around you. This could be somebody who's very charismatic, somebody who's like a leader, somebody who's very creative. It's just somebody that, this could be somebody you're very attracted to. But this is like, the King of Wands is like somebody who goes after things and trusts their instincts. So it really is this kind of innate, like really motivated person, very driven, and it's potentially like this person could either be motivating you yourself, or how are you feeling about this person? That's kind of the big question. So the hopes and fears, we've got the Five of Wands. So there is a test here. There's a test. There's a battle here. You can see these characters all fighting each other. But and it's in the wands, so it's to do with testing your skills, testing your abilities, testing your motivations. But is that a hope or a fear as well? Because sometimes that can be the seeds of new ambition. But I feel like whatever it is, you're having a big, deep think about a situation because it's something around it that's not quite making sense. And that's what we can see here with the Nine of Swords, is that there's a little bit of fear and worry and stress and anxiety. You know, you've turned up and something's not how you're expecting it to be. You're kind of working it out. And then the Nine of Swords is like the sleepless nights, or the thoughts going through your head. And interestingly, the Six of Swords is like the transitioning, the moving on from that. And the Four of Feathers can represent needing to get good sleep. So your sleep could get disrupted, especially around the full moon in your sign. But this is also showing you that you're transitioning and moving on. Transitioning and moving on from a situation, finding the peace within a situation, and being able to this can be a card of travel as well, the Six of Swords, or moving. Really stressed out about a move that somebody's made or that has come up here. But we do have the King of Cups, and it was funny how the King of Cups was almost hiding here behind the Nine of Pentacles. I'm like, I feel like there's another card there, and then it comes out. So the King of Cups, it may even be that you've got to hold your cards pretty close to your chest, and be very discerning. There may be things that you need to secrets you need to keep, or motivations or feelings you need to hide at this moment in time. Like, I wouldn't necessarily be telling everyone everything. You've got to be a little bit smart about the situation that's coming through here, because the Nine of Pentacles is very independent energy. So how you're feeling, and somebody that's kind of free, independent, self-sufficient, and it might actually feel like that's a safer place to be, to kind of be in your own skin or on your own for a while, or just working this out yourself, how you're feeling about it yourself. So you don't want to actually be having to share everything. How you're feeling around it and your emotional safety might be to actually hide some things or retreat in some way, shape or form from a situation while you're sorting this out and working this out. So yeah, it's interesting. And then we have, as the overall situation, the Six of Pentacles, which is all in all, like, strangely, it feels like, there's something's been a bit turbulent, and there's some sort of underlying undercurrent here. Like, I feel like things are kind of a little bit unstable in a way. But the Six of Pentacles wants, and especially on the earthly realm, what you're feeling in your physical world. But it actually feels like this Six of Pentacles is saying there's an opportunity to rebalance here, to rebalance the situation. And it might not take a lot. It just takes something, a little bit of something, a little bit of extra time, effort, energy, or be ready to open to receive. Perhaps you need a little bit of a helping hand, or you need somebody to kind of come in and give you a little bit of time, effort, energy, or attention to come through. But a situation can be restored and rebalanced. And this can feel like, even though it might be a little thing, it could actually be a big thing, but it's the little things that count, the little messages, the little actions, the little things, the thoughts. The little things are really going to count to the bigger picture here, shifting and changing and feeling like there's breakthroughs that are coming in here and feeling like, there's an abundant world around you. So like the Empress is abundance, the Nine of Pentacles is abundance, and it feels like, culturing and nurturing this abundant energy in your life at this moment and having your feet on the earth. It's about listening to your body, enjoying things physically, and it could be about your diet, your health. It could be just, grounding and just simplifying something. That could be something that comes in with it as well. So just, enjoying something for what it is, what it is appearing right in front of you, rather than having to add too many other layers upon it. So I really feel like this is a great time to travel and go on a retreat if you really could do that, or go away, or spend some time with yourself and really work out what this is that you're opening yourself up to, because I feel like there's just so much that you're processing emotionally, and that rebalancing as well in your world, that you're probably going to need a little bit of time to yourself. But it feels like there's opportunity for some positive outcomes here. So let's have a look at, let's pull an affirmation card for you, Scorpio. We have, I now go beyond other people's fears and limitations. It is my mind that creates my experiences. I am unlimited in my own ability to create the good in my world. And it's kind of interesting as well, because they're sort of saying what you're expecting other people to do or how they're going to turn up. It's letting go of that expectation and what they're expecting you to do. It's about coming back to yourself and finding the good in your world and creating that through you and what you want, rather than what somebody else or how somebody else is turning up or what you're expecting them to do. We've also got, I'm totally adequate for all situations. So yeah, like I said, I feel like you're going to be tested in some way, shape or form. And it really is, I think that test is connecting you to some innate gifts and abilities. I am one with the power and wisdom of the universe. That's the wise sage here, tapping into your wisdom. I claim this power, and it is easy for me to stand up for myself. Yeah, wow. Okay. So fantastic. Let's pull. Oh, let's try not to do that. Let's pull a charm for you, Scorpio. Yeah, interesting. I've just got like that whole thing of speaking up for yourself as well. The King of Cups was kind of like hiding behind somebody. Is there somebody that, is there something happening here with like speaking up and within a situation that is necessary and is coming out as well? That's something that's coming through. So you have, this can either be the peace symbol if you turn it up one way, or it can be the cross. So it's kind of both. Like it's finding peace with the cross that you've had to bear here. And having faith that something can really work out, and stepping into a very empowered energy rather than a disempowered energy. So that is kind of, the message for you, Scorpio. So, yeah, it's interesting. I feel like it's you're learning a lot about yourself in this reading. So I'm going to take it over to the extended reading now, because we've looked at, you meeting up with your wisdom, or trying to kind of draw on your previous experiences as to how to operate in this situation. This could be past life energy even coming in here. And then it's a sense of, I'm a little bit stressed out by this, but I'm able to move on, find the peace within the situation with the Six of Swords. And it's almost like I really need to kind of independently work something out. But part of that is almost like having some sort of emotional retreat comes in. But I get this sense of speaking up as well when the time is right. So very independent energy. We end with this sense of moving on, transitioning and retreating, which seems important, and being very independent. So where are we moving to from there? From into the future, because it feels like this is kind of like only one move that's happening here, and there's a whole other strategy, there's a whole other game plan that's going on here. So let's have a look into the future, the near future and the future beyond, and see what's coming in. We'll pull some clarifiers as well, if there's anything else that you need to know, and we'll ask the best way to work with the energy in order to get the best results for you, which is this sense of restoring balance in some way, shape or form, and being connected to your gifts. So that's all in the extended reading. Would love it if you come over and check that out. The link for that is in the description box below. As mentioned, you can buy the extended reading individually, or you might like to check out the beautiful Patreon community that we are building and growing at this moment in time. And you have access to all 12 signs and their extended readings, plus a whole heap of extra content. So the link for all of those things is in the description box below. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, Scorpio. Love to read your comments. That helps with the growth of the channel. And please take care.